I tried so many times to teach him, but he can't. But if you teach him like that, take up all those, smash all the walls, that's what he's doing now. He can do it. But if you want him to measure that window, you'll be given 5 or 6 different measurements. And then when you measure it yourself, it's different. So I already given up. Showing you this series of building work is like a first-hand experience on the problems to be encountered if you're building here in the Philippines. It's like you're beside me and experiencing it firsthand, but you're just not experiencing the heat, the dust, the noise, but through the eyes of the camera. Day 50 of my budget bungalow build and also day 2 of my road project. I had 2 projects ongoing this time, and I am contemplating if I have to make a whole video or have a separate ones, as both project will be on progress. But I think 2 separate videos will be easier for me. So during breakfast this morning, I asked old B, what is his budget for the road project? He replied, 2 million, which makes me choke. He is hoping to come under budget, not like me, going over budget with a bungalow. Yeah. So I asked again, seriously, what is your real budget for the road? And he said, 500,000. And then he asked me, if I have to ask you how much the budget that you're gonna set. Jokingly, I said, 200,000 rings a bell? And he hurriedly say, well, you got the job. Hope he realize if I have to do that, that will not include cementing or he'll be disappointed. I have a question from Patrick O'Brien. Patrick asks, are you building a wall next to the new road? Patrick, yes I am. A wall or maybe a fence. Because I had to make a permanent recognition that which is the area that's mine and theirs. Because otherwise, other people will be using it. Like that bongo that you're looking at there every time I pass through. That one is not even owning that land, but he just parked there. Hope old Tony and Predo have done a few window frames like I told them yesterday. I noticed that Tony's taking so long to make the frames, and for some unknown reason, he wants to install it all at once. I hope I'm not gonna be shocked when I get there. So this is day 2 of the demolition. They haven't done anything on the bungalow build because Fredo is absent and old Tony was concerned about the window frame measurement, and he didn't even measure it up before he was wasting 2 days of making the frame that I have to pay his wages doing that. And right now, there's only 3 of them working, and there they are doing this floor. That they are just continuing this one here. So there is no bungalow build day 50, but I will just continue showing you the demolition of the old house. So it's only 3 of them. They have taken out that floor now, and I don't know why they have to take it whole. Why didn't they do it like that? But like I said, you can't teach the old monkeys new tricks. Patabang ni kuan, no? Ni Alik, maupat. Kadiyot lang. Patabang ikaupat nga corner ni Alik ba? Aron maalsa dito dapita. Lagi.
Kaya kasada ta dugay mo sir. Aswat na kay.
Trying to save that floor because the old couple wants to make it into bed. You know, they need someone there to carry it down as a whole on the side so they can work on it. So it will be clear here. Diha lang agi, Lik. Diha lang agi.
Oh, awanan ko diri ma'am. Hindi na may magyawanan.
So you can see it's now getting clear here. I got 3 workers today. So I gotta have to check out because the stupid Tony has been making friends for 2 days and then didn't realize that, oh, it's gonna be too low from the floor. I mean, if he has installed one before when I instructed him, he could have realized the problem, not doing all 2 days of making frames as useless. This is the sort of thing that you have to encounter. Like, just stupid workers. Because most of them have no common sense. And I have to blame myself as well for not insisting so much. But I told him, measure it first. I thought he done it. Because who's the old builder here? It's not me. But I guess another lesson I've learned. If they don't do it, I'll do it myself. So I gotta have to get the frame of the jealousies. Because I could get it in one place and then see how can I do this thing. So they're gonna take those floor there, clearing out their way to put it on the side. And they're still trying to save those rubbish, like those 20-year-old not functioning fridge. Like they keep on transferring that because they want it back inside the house. I can't understand the logic why they want an old fridge, because they're putting old stuff in it. They're putting things so cold. They're carrying that fridge again. They even got this rotten gas range. Don't function, but they just want it to be a small table. I just cannot understand them. So here I have 3 labors for today, just continuing on the demolition. And there's no work on the bungalow build. I don't think that will be done until the whatever I decide, if I have to continue it next week or just stop for now because it's locked down and I cannot get the windows and doors. But this lockdown is annoying. It's stopping everything. Like, because even if it's not totally locked down, general enhanced community quarantine could have been easy as long as I could cross the borders. I have loads of videos of pricing for my own repository information. But I know where to get my stuff, but I can't get it because it's not around Cebu City. And the hardware in Cebu City is not even open, so it's not that. See if they have some common sense to lift it up. So there they are. Don't know. So they're saying that look at it first, don't do it backwards.
Ito eh. Pangit na yun. Hindi na mo po, Amber. Nakapagpigil ang haligi. Hey man. Dito. Okay rin. Hawak ko yung rin.
Because I want you to witness this. Look, look. Just wearing their flip-flop slippers around loads of nails. I don't go here with slippers. Only on the first day when I only just lay out. But after that, now.
Ay, lisod kita pag-abagaan ni Miguel. Ba't, abagaan mo dati lang ka? Baga mo na rin. Kimolasan eh.
So look,
Dito ka.
I don't know what's the logic of this. He's turning around and turning around.
Dito ka mo ha? Sige. Isa. Sige. Sige. Piling tikot. Mulai dari lu di unggal kayu lu.
So this is what it looks like now. The demolition of the old house. So the reason why he didn't install the frames, like I said, when he put it in, it will mean that we have to dip down because we don't want to touch the lintel, so it'll be lower, nearer to the floor. Like I said, why didn't you measure it beforehand? Then spending 2 days making the frame and it cannot be used. Slow down the job so much. So I think I have to think about different measures to finish this bungalow because this is taking so long. I don't think he can do precision jobs. He's just for those digging rubble and no precision. So it needs a different person to do the render, I think, to make it faster. While they would just be on the road. Second check of the day, day 2 of the road project. The problems that I have with my workers makes me remember my experience with a worker that used to work with me when I was building my castle. I want to share with you this gem of information that could help the people who are planning to build here in the Philippines, especially the foreigners, that may save you a lot of money and heartaches and problems. So I'll make this a separate video. It's about my workers and the gem of information that why you should not be hiring a worker more than 6 months. But I'll talk about that near there. That will be a separate video. So no work on the budget bungalow today. Like I mentioned this morning, all is concentrating on the demolition, the 3 of them, of the old house. Like, I'm so annoyed that old Tony was making frames for 2 days and did not measure the hole on the window, and now realize that it won't fit because they need to get down 1 line of hollow blocks to make the floor closer, and also why the doors was not installed. the one that we've taken out from the old house, because when the daughter was showing them the door that she wants installed, they only measured the door. They didn't take into consideration the door frames. So the hole now on the rooms is just so small, just fit for a door. So they're the ones been shown about the door. I only got to know about this, see the actual door, when they were doing the roof. So they spent a day squaring the door area for the room of the daughter, only to realize now that they only measured the door. I now come to the conclusion that this is not their forte. They're good at digging, cement work, but not the precision work. I have a good worker before with precision work, but my problem is the morality. That, like I said, got someone pregnant around here, so he has to go. And what I've been showing you this series of building work is like a first-hand experience on the problems to be encountered if you're building here in the Philippines. It's like you're beside me and experiencing it firsthand, but you're just not experiencing the heat, the dust, the noise, but through the eyes of the camera. Because you see, they're wasting time just listening to the instruction of the other couple again. So that's one thing that I just don't like about them. And also, there's no work on the budget bungalow. All the electrics is done. I thought it's done, but I told him to surface mount the electric. And what happened? The old couple instructed him to chip it, so he followed more, like I said, because they're related. He followed more the instruction of the old couple that they want their electric chip now. And so I have to render the one that he chipped. And this is some of the problems that you have to encounter. So I now decided not to hire anyone related to anyone near around here when I build my big houses there. And also if my friend, Mr. and Mrs. Turner, will be building their house, I'll help them select the workers that they are not related to anyone near around here. It's doubling the time. Instead of being knocked down all at once, they're now following the instruction of the daughter. I thought this one's already off, but obviously the beep beep man was not here to help them out. So there they are, breaking the last floor on the top of the old house, and the Loy is chipping off the bowl of the toilet. But obviously you can see how it's all go down. Now another thing that I want to share with you, I had a couple of emails telling me their story about their build. Remember that subscriber that came here and stayed in my house, my friend Adrian in the UK? He is planning to build a resort here in the Philippines. And he was hoping to start just using the family members of his girlfriend. But surprisingly, to him, but not to me, they don't want to do it. They're just happy to receive his help and just want to be supervisors. So I could understand your frustrations, but as you can see, you're not the only one. I have to experience it myself, and it caused me to learn all these mistakes that I made in the past. But every job you learn something, like not hiring family members for me. Another thing, another email that I want to discuss, there was a foreigner building a 50 square meter house here in the Philippines for him and his wife. So they are still living abroad. So they are just sending the money over for because a member of the family is organizing the build. And then they noticed that they keep on getting asked for more money and for more money. And then when it was time to come here and visit the Philippines, they were surprised to see that the 50 square meter house that they planned is now bigger. And to discover that a member of the family keep on adding rooms and adding rooms on their planned 50 square meter house. That's the cause of why they keep on asking money from him all the time. Now imagine if I was not here and I was abroad just telling them to make this bungalow. Now you can imagine what will happen. I will not know what materials has been used. It might be just trusses, long span roof, PVC windows, because I was not here to supervise. So my thing about this is, if you are building, make sure that you are there to monitor. Make sure that you are there to do the control, because otherwise it will cost you more if the workers will take advantage of you. And also, you will be aware of the problems and aware of the preparation materials, the workers, absenteeism. But if you are controlling it, you can also control the hiring and firing. So that is the only solution. If you are building here, you should be supervising it yourself if you can. Otherwise, you're gonna have to have someone that you really trust to build it for you. But sometimes that's rare to find, even with family members. So that's the sort of thing I'm sharing with you to see the actual build. I cannot sugarcoat that this is my problem, because I got one subscriber that unsubscribed to me because I was being hard to the workers. I cannot just pretend that, naunsa naman natay? Pag hinay diha, oy. So I cannot just sugarcoat or Barbie world what you can see. I want to show you the real Philippines. So it's not being hard. It's just that it will cost you more if you're not hard. It's the way it is. How come when the worker is the one abusing you, it's not hard? And if you're the one you're the one who's paying. Telling them what that they do is wrong, they want to get rid of him. That's hard. Well, that's life. We are building here. So, I don't understand that when I was telling off a worker, he thinks I was hard. I was firing. I'm arrogant. I was hard. That's my right as an employer. So, yeah. Because it's so hard to have a skilled workers around. Most of the best skilled workers here are going abroad. They're going to Dubai, Riyadh, because they are earning more in abroad than working here in the Philippines. So we're left to the not so skilled one. But some of the skilled ones as well, they don't work for somebody else. They only work for themselves, like building their own housing. And another thing that you will see, most workers have no tools. So I end up providing for them when I was building my castle. And most of it, where the pilferages happen, I lost how many drills, how many cutters, and mostly materials. And a lot of them have no common sense. Like, they'll be happier to just do a work that don't require thinking, don't require calculation. Like the Loy. He can't measure. You let him measure a door. He can't do it. I tried so many times to teach him, but he can't. But if you teach him like that, take up all those, smash all the walls, that's what he's doing now. He can do it. But if you want him to measure that window, you'll be given 5 or 6 different measurements, and then when you measure it yourself, it's different. So I already given up on him. He got his skills. He's very hardworking, but the skills that require precision and measuring, because he's illiterate, it's not there. But he's been with me for 15 years. I already built him his own house and lot that he's happy with. I help his family a lot. But what I mean is, he could get no better job than what he got with me. He's well paid. Everything he is living in there is paid for. So these are the things. It's hard to get skilled workers. I've seen some foreigner who's building as well in Bohol or somewhere. Just how frustrated he is, and his workers just digging a hole for 2 days, and he didn't show you why they took them 2 days to dig a hole. But I am showing you what's the difference. Why the window frames was not installed after making the frames for 2 days. I mean, why not measure it in the first place? Why let me spend your wages for 2 days making a useless frame? So these are the sort of thing that I'm trying to share with you. So it's saving you all the problems. You'll be expecting it as well. And you will be worried, and you will be keeping an eye on your workers if you're building here of this kind. And take like what I said about the gyms of information that I have to experience and pay to learn. This one, you are right beside me here, watching my problems, my mistakes. Like you are beside me, but you are there watching it to the lens of the camera. So you don't have to experience the dust, the noise, and the heat. So this is what it looks like beside it now. We are on their last part of building, which is their little extended toilet on the back before. And behind it is a pipe that I used to connect the pipe there that you can see. Then we will put a string so you can see how the width of my road will be and what distance it is from the budget bungalow. But I think you can already imagine it from that pipe, and then straight to another pipe behind this toilet. And so it's all now going down. These are the last pieces, and they will just be starting breaking the road. I mean the floor. And then I cannot use all this rubble for padding because, as you can see, it just turned into sand. It's such a very old blocks, not rendered, so it's just, look, it's powdered. It's not a good base for a road. I want proper rocks to be the base of the road, because I will be building a 5-meter wide road with 20 centimeter down. So by linear meter, that will be 1 cubic meter per meter. So I estimated the length of the road will be 60 to 70 square meter. I mean 60 to 70 meters. So that will mean that I will need 60 to 70 multi-cab full of those rocks that I need. And a multi-cab carry 1 cubic meter. So that will be 70 cubic multi-cab of the rocks. That will cost me about 31,500 or something for the rocks alone. But I will let it settle down for 6 months before any cementing will do, because as you can see, it needs to settle down. Put the rocks in as bedding before any hardcore will, like cement, will go on the top. And yes, Patrick O'Brien, I will be making a wall or a fence on the new road. So I will know the width. Otherwise, if you just leave it open, it will be open to anyone to use. So you can see there's a mango tree here on the back that's included with the land that I'm gonna use for road. But I will see how can I redesign it to save the trees. Otherwise, I'll have grief from my daughter who likes trees. So I think I could save the mango tree, because if you look at this cactus plant I'm showing you, underneath it you can see this bamboo. That will be the marker. So I could turn the road, saving the mango tree towards facing here. So this can be saved. And the other tree behind it, there's two jackfruit tree behind it. So when it's all down, Old B can redesign his road, because it's Old B's project this is, and we try to save as many trees that we can by redesigning the road. But the first thing is to put the strings for where the boundaries are, because that is the land there on the back, and this is the road going through. So this is the last check for day 2 road project, and there's no bungalow build. So I just read Cold Sweat 67 Masbate Islands comment before I get down here, and I could tell that he's been living here in the Philippines because he knows about the problem of the workers, and he experienced it. You can read his comment in my demolition day 1 of the road project. I also experienced the same. I was not living here when I was building this castle of mine, and I got workers taking advantage. In fact, I did caught one. I come here and announce, and they were actually drinking while they're doing my retaining wall forms. So that was Saturday that I was also bringing the wages. So that was their last week. But I could see your frustration because I feel it. And I said this story repeatedly before, but about this German woman, I could say she's German citizen, but she's a Filipina, married to a German, and she's building a big beach house here somewhere in the north of Cebu. And she was there watching the workers, the contractor's worker, pouring the flooring of her big open space floor. Rebars was there, all done, vibrated, smoothen out, then again wait for a few minutes, then smoothen out again. So she decided that I think that's enough. She goes home. And now, while she was driving, she forgot something in the work site. So she turned around and go back, only to discover that the workers are actually pulling off the rebars off the just poured floor. And until now, that case against the contractors is still going on in court. So I will not say what Cool Sweat 67 Masbate Island was saying, that I will not hire Filipino workers, but I believe that as employers, it's our job to get the best skill out of our workers. If they are not good of this one, get rid of them, hire and fire, hire another one that will be good on that certain job. Because like everyone else, we are not good in everything. There's something that areas that we excel, some areas that we don't. And the workers are the same. Now my workers here are not good in precision work, as evidence on the doing a window frame for 2 days and only 4, and now that even measuring the actual hole, or taking the squaring a door opening and not measuring the frame of the door. So these are the sort of things that we need to be wary about. But I will call this today, the video for today is about horror stories about building in the Philippines, because it seems to be the appropriate title of the things that I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go back in the back to see the marker. So this is the marker where the string that you can see from that pipe towards here. You can see the loy up there. Tindo Godong. There, he's standing up. So that's the two. It's just beside the bamboo. There's 3 bamboos. The small bamboo and 1 coconuts inside, 2 jackfruit tree, and unsa man yung mga kahuyan ay. Oh, this is like solid wood tree. Kani unsa ni? Oh, so this one is another Filipino like sour fruit, and then this mango tree. So you can see I'm trying to see if I could save as much trees as I can. So I'll have to curb the road to save this mango tree and these other trees. So that marker there, instead of going straight here, I think I could curb the road before it goes back there, saving the mango tree and this jackfruit tree. So because if I don't, I just cut up all the trees, the grief that I will get from my daughter will be so much that I have that she, if she has her way, she will make me replant the trees. So that's what you can see. The loy is standing there to the edge of the road lot, and here this is the string. I will buy a yellow string so it will be more visible. And their stairs is a bit on the way, but we can just break it off when I wall the road. And this is the one that I want to show you, so you have an idea that how my road will go through the properties on the back. And you're looking here, if you look at the right side behind those bamboos will be the 1,000 square meter of Mr. and Mrs. Turner, and this is my, on the left side, this is mine, the remaining one. Ginadong! The remaining one. So there's 3 can be saved because it's here on the edge. So you can tell there that we can just break their stairs, because that's the line, and the stairs is just right on the edge of the line that we put in from end to end. And so here, this is the stage what they are now in the demolition of the old house. Now it's back to the ground, and then we still got the toilet area because it's got a better build than the old house, main old house, because they're using 10mm rebars on this one. The main old house is only 8mm rebars in filing the blocks, so it's a bit more hard work to break it apart. But I know about tomorrow, most of it will be done, even just the 3 of them. But I think Prado will be here tomorrow. But here they are. This is their forte. This is what they're good at. Not the precision work, but the digging and the doing cementing work. Because like I said, as employers, that's our job, to make sure that we get the best skills out of our workers. And if they're not effective on one, we gotta hire another one that is effective on that kind of work that we require. Because otherwise, if I had to follow Cool Sweat 67 Masbate Islands philosophy of not hiring any more Filipino workers, I don't want to be doing the house myself, or me and Old B, 2 or 3 houses, just ourselves. I have been on the building game for quite. Built and some sold, built some I keep for rent, but I've learned a lot. But every building, every project, you got a new lesson to learn. Like me, first time I seen that you don't hire relatives because the loyalty issue comes in that they would rather please the relatives than you, because at the end of the day, they're still relatives, and you will be the employer will just go pass on, another employer will come, which makes sense. So look at them, this is their 40, they're mostly laborers. Precision work, I know they can't do it, so I gotta have to hire a different people to finish the bungalow. Now, not that I'm questioning their capacity, but precision is required. My windows, the doors and windows, I mean, have to be installed with precision. Not what they're trying to show me, that they are scared to do precision work. So here is the back of the road, but I will buy a yellow string so it will be visible in video. And that from that one, from the pipe to pipe to the pipe to the front, so we know what are the trees that's inside here.